Barstool boss and pizza rancor Dave Portnoy, I don't know, I'm out of my mind today, has blasted the race baiters who believe Caitlin Clark is only popular because she is white. That is a narrative that is very popular among the morons. Major moron, Monica McNutt, how she has a job, I absolutely know, at ESPN, said, well, you know, she's in the Midwest, she's popular, and let's face it, she's a white girl. Really? Okay, let's examine.
Is Caitlin Clark the biggest game changer in basketball history, or is she caught in a storm of unfair narratives? This isn't just about a player, it's about a phenomenon that's got everyone talking, from fans to analysts to barstool bosses. Let's unravel why Clark's name is on every tongue and why some can't stop trying to rewrite her story.
Caitlin Clark, the people's champion! Let's get it!
That's a deep one.
Bang!
Just announced that Caitlin Clark and the Fever will be playing 41 of 44 games this year on national TV. And coming to watch the other girl, right? Right? Bang! Teams are moving their games with the Fever to NBA arenas so they can sell more tickets. How about that? Bang! Angel Reese attempted a three this deep. I think she might dislocate her shoulder.
Bang!
You want some butter with that bread? Butter. Butter.
Butter pecan! Bang!
Caitlin Clark didn't just step into the WNBA, she detonated it. In 2024, her rookie season with the Indiana Fever, she averaged 19.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and a league-leading 8.4 assists per game. She shattered records like dropping 19 assists in a single game against Dallas, a mark no one's touched before. Her logo threes, those deep, audacious shots, left defenders stunned, while her no-look passes threaded needles nobody else could see. This wasn't just basketball, it was a revolution. Clark turned the Fever, a team that hadn't sniffed the playoffs in 6 years, into a must-watch squad, but that was only the start of her impact.
I believe there's actually a debate on who was Rookie of the Year last year. Imagine being that delusional.
Bang!
People need to understand she saved this league. Powder, there's no TV deals, no ad sponsorships, heck, no shoe deals for you, Angel Reese, no McDonald's money. The league losing millions of dollars each year. She saved them from bankruptcy. Time to be grateful.
Bang!
93% of her games on national TV.
She's like that! Bang!
The numbers don't lie, people can't stop watching her. Her 2024 NCAA championship game for Iowa pulled in 18.9 million viewers, the most ever for a women's basketball game. When she hit the WNBA, regular season games averaged 1.19 million viewers on ESPN, a massive leap from the 505,000 before she arrived. Teams moved games against the Fever to NBA arenas just to fit the crowds. Networks slated 41 of Indiana's 44 games for national TV in 2025. Why? Because Clark's electric style, part Curry, part Maravich, makes every possession a potential highlight, but not everyone's cheering for the same reasons.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves the needle. The WNBA has been looking for someone who moves the needle.
Enter Monica McNutt, an ESPN analyst who dropped a bombshell on BBC News. She said Clark's massive popularity isn't just about her game, it's because she's a white girl from the middle of America. Those words hit like a thunderclap. McNutt argued Clark represents something bigger to fans, a cultural symbol, whether Clark wanted that or not. She nodded to Angel Reese too, saying fans latch onto players for all sorts of reasons, but that one phrase, white girl, lit a fuse. Was McNutt onto something, or was she way off base? The answer was coming, and it wasn't quiet.
Della Dunn, Sabrina, Brianna, Kelsey, Diana Taurasi. You had and have these white players in the league that never galvanized the people like this. All right. Now, granted, you can have some people come back and say, well, the media and the coverage wasn't as good as it is now. NILs and things like that weren't popping off. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it, man. If they were that captivating, they would have got the eyes.
Social media erupted. Fans flooded X, calling McNutt's take a cheap shot at Clark's talent. One user nailed it. If being white and Midwestern makes you a superstar, why aren't there dozens of Clarks? Others pointed to her records, 337 assists, countless triple-doubles, and asked what any of that had to do with race. Some defended McNutt, saying she was just noting how fans connect with players who look like them, but the loudest voices weren't buying it. They saw her words as a jab at a player who's earned every ounce of her fame, and one voice was about to crank the volume to 11.
But honestly, the main reason is because of her talents. It's not because of her race. Her race has nothing to do with it. You know, especially with kids. She's saying kids don't see color, man. The kids that I grew up around, and when I grew up as a kid, I didn't see color, man. I did not see color. I didn't care about color. I didn't know what color was. I just knew you were a human being, and I was trying to be your friend. It's kind of a crazy, nonsensical take to say that kids were looking up to her because she was white.
Dave Portnoy, the Barstool Sports founder, didn't just join the fray, he obliterated it. He posted a question that cut through the noise. Why did Clark's 2024 NCAA final draw 18.9 million viewers, while Paige Bucher's 2025 final, with another white Midwestern star, pulled just 8.5 million? That's a 10.4 million viewer gap. Portnoy's point was brutal and simple. If race is the driver, why didn't Bucher's match Clark's numbers? He backed it up with clips of Clark torching Iowa's men's practice squad, sinking 22 points in 2 minutes. This wasn't about demographics, it was about a once-in-a-generation game. But was this the first time McNutt took aim?
You would have the Sky in the playoffs right now, which means that Angel Reese, in theory, has impacted winning in a greater way. But I think the double-double streak that she's on, the 8 consecutive double-doubles, for Caitlin, she's leading rookie.
Dig deeper, and McNutt's comments start looking like a pattern. Back in September 2024, she claimed Clark deserved only 60% of the credit for the Fever's playoff run, despite Clark transforming a franchise that hadn't won big in years. She praised teammates like Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell, which is fair, but why shrink Clark's role? Then came the Rookie of the Year debate. McNutt pushed for Angel Reese, citing team success, even though Clark led rookies in points, assists, and minutes while facing relentless defensive pressure. When Clark's team won, McNutt spread the credit thin. When stats were undeniable, she pivoted to other factors. Fans smelled bias, and they weren't shy about it.
Well, after the women's NCAA championship, viewership numbers were released where Clark and Iowa set a record for the four most watched women's college basketball games ever. Let me say it again, of all time. That's a lot. Within a 13-month span. So from one Final Four to the other Final Four, the 4 most watched games ever in the women's Final Four involved Iowa and Caitlin Clark. That's her junior and senior year ever.
Speaking of Reese, there's a whisper of rivalry that's hard to ignore. It started in the 2023 NCAA final, when Reese's LSU topped Clark's Iowa, and Reese pointed to her ring finger in a taunting jab. Fast forward to 2024, and their WNBA matchups drew monster ratings, some of the highest ever. But off-court moments, like Reese leaving Clark off her list of baddies on a podcast, fueled speculation. Was it shade, jealousy, or just two stars carving their own paths? Their styles clash. Clark's flashy precision versus Reese's gritty double-doubles. And the media loves pitting them against each other. Yet Clark stays above the fray, letting her game do the talking. And what a game it is.
People are going to tell you that the reason Caitlin Clark was so popular in college was her rivalry with Angel Reese. Okay, you can tell us that, but based on this sentence right here by Dave Portnoy, there is no Angel Reese. There was no Angel Reese. There was South Carolina. Angel Reese played at LSU.
After the 2025 NCAA Women's Tournament final wrapped up, Portnoy took to social media with a simple yet devastating question. I'm going to need all the race baiters who explain Caitlin Clark's popularity simply because she's white to explain why 10 million more people watched her last year than Paige Bueckers, also white, this year. I'll hang up and listen.
Picture this. Clark pulls up from 30 feet, drains a 3, and the crowd loses it. Or she whips a behind-the-back pass to Boston for an easy layup, leaving defenders dizzy. These aren't just highlights. They're why fans pack arenas. Her basketball IQ turns routine plays into art, manipulating defenses like a chess master. She's not chasing clout, she's chasing buckets. That's why comparisons to Diana Taurasi or Cheryl Miller miss the mark. Clark's game is flashier, tailored to today's fast-paced style. Kids don't cheer for her because of where she's from. They cheer because she's doing things no one else can. But her impact goes way beyond the stat sheet. The Indiana Fever are rebuilding an empire around her. New coaches are crafting an offense that maximizes Clark's range and vision, flipping traditional WNBA schemes. Boston's rim running sets up perfect pick and rolls, while Mitchell's scoring stretches defenses thin. Lexi Hall's hustle creates fast breaks where Clark's passing shines. Opponents are scrambling. Coaches redraw game plans just to slow her down. The Fever's attendance is projected to top 200,000 in 2025, dwarfing every other team. Merchandise flies off shelves, and the franchise's revenue is surging. Clark isn't just a player, she's a financial juggernaut, and Indiana's betting everything on her. So what's next for the woman who's rewriting basketball's rules? The 2025 season looms with those 41 televised games signaling the league's all in on Clark. She's already third in MVP odds, a rare feat for a second-year pro. But the noise won't stop. Debates about her influence, her rivals, her place in history. Can she lead the Fever to a title? Will the narratives shift or keep chasing the same tired angles? One thing's certain, Clark's not slowing down and neither are the eyes on her. She's not just playing the game, she's redefining it. When 18.9 million people tuned in to watch Clark's final college game, they weren't there for a story about race or roots. They came for the wizardry, those impossible shots, those game-changing plays. Clark's built a legacy on sweat and skill, not headlines or hot takes. So why do some insist on twisting it? Maybe it's easier to debate than to admit she's one of a kind. Tell me, where are you watching from and what do you think makes Clark unstoppable? Drop it below and let's keep this conversation alive.